Hello, back to this course Golang Microservice, and in the previous video we already merge and I want to pull origin, mean I want to keep it update on my local to my remote. And yeah, now we are going to talk about double entry ledger system. What is this double entry ledger system? I want to have we want to have immutability in here, immutability, which means the data cannot be deleted or be editable. Yeah, delete or edit. And we want to create a mutation, no mutation, ledger entries. I mean, ledger entries, the money transaction notes, the money transaction, just the money transaction money transaction records. Okay, this is for checking, and in the financial standard we cannot only balance table and wallet table to know what the balance of this guy, of this user, and anything, because if only these two that we are rely, how about when got hacked, the data got hacked, right? how to know how to know this user has 10 million money, has 10 million money. Where is this coming from? We don't want this happen, right? So we need to have ledger system, which is will be every money come in, then called credit, and when money come out it would be debit, right? Then so if this ledger entries, ledger system, ledger entries, the table ledger and ledger entries, how to make it accountable and not confusing people. So we don't need we cannot we cannot add update query. We can have update or delete query in this ledger entries table. Yeah, okay. So how to do that? Sorry, I did it. Sorry, how to do that? First we need to make directory internal ledger model and internal ledger repository, and also internal ledger service. Okay, so model, repo, and service, no handler. Okay, no handler. Yeah, because we cannot have we cannot have delete and update. We need to make sure not breaking this rule, right? The ledger system. Now I think ledger is like, in this tutorial I just adding the tables, but in the real world, maybe I don't think this is the right approach, right idea, but I just want you to know that ledger is using for this. So ledger system usually use with what database, right? I want to know, then I ask Gemini first, and then we just going to create the tab model, yeah, while we are waiting. So the ledger system in the model, we add a ledger.go package model. Why is this so long? I'm not sure why my computer is so long. Let me check again. Okay, then type ledger entry struct. Okay, ID. Wait. Ledger system requires strict acid to answer, and then most common is DB, PostgreSQL, and MySQL. So high-scale global app is Cockroach DB and Google Cloud Spanner and Yugabyte DB. Specialized ledger database is Tiger Beetle, Amazon QLDB. This is fully managed ledger database, transparent, immutable, cryptographically verifiable transaction log. Yum. And we are using MySQL first, yeah, because this is what we want to do. This is not real project, so we just want to know how it works, right? So yeah, for now we leave it like this. We use MySQL first. Okay, then JSON the ID, and then ID is JSON, reference wallet ID lah. Wallet ID is equal to string JSON wallet ID and transaction ID and string JSON transaction ID, and then entry type, which mean credit or debit. Entry type credit plus or debit minus. Okay, and then amount should be float. Okay, amount is float. What is amount? Is it amount float? Let me check the database, the DB migration ledgers entries is decimal. Wait, wait, it should be amount float, or no, let me check on the user model. Sorry, wallet maybe float. Okay, balance also float. Okay, no problem then. I just want to make it same, make it inconsistent lah, yeah. Created add time, and then JSON created add. Okay, this is good. Okay, then repository ledger with the database transaction. Okay, we in the previous video we already used the transaction, so now we are using repository.go package repository, and then type ledger repository interface with a transcript tx gtx context, then tx_sql.tx, then entry model dot why wallet, wait, model wait, I think I miss import. This one is should be ledger ledger entry and error as a response, as a return one. So get balance for now. Get balance by wallet ID ctx context and wallet ID string float error, and then get entries by wallet ID ctx context wallet ID equal to string. This should be model ledger entry and then error. Module entry and then error. Okay, so type MySQL ledger repository struct db dot sql.db, maybe. Yeah, should be like this. Okay, and then new MySQL ledger repository db sql.db ledger repository MySQL ledger. This one is good. Okay, this guy is very clever. Okay, nice. I mean the IDE, yeah. Sorry. Any IDE is like this, but sometimes too much. So we need too much. Like we need to review before tap. Func r.mysql repository good, error good, and this one. Query insert into ledger entries wallet ID. We missed the ID. Entry type amount transaction ID. No, so I just try to insert into ledger entries should be ID, and then wallet ID, and then transaction ID, entry type amount, and created at we don't need this one, so we delete one, and error equal to tx.exec context ctx query entry.id entry.wallet ID entry.transaction ID entry type and entry amount. Okay, return error. Okay, nice. So we create the other function. Ledger get balance by wallet ID context wallet ID string float. Okay, nice. Is this wait saldo balance equal to sum credit minus sum debit. So query, I want it here, select qualis C, and then sum, and then case when entry type equal to credit, then amount else 0 and 0, and then minus should be equals C sum case when entry type equal to debit, then amount L0, and add this one as well from ledger entries, and then where wallet ID, this one. Okay, and then for balance should be float 64, error are the db.query raw context ctx query wallet ID and scan to the balance, and if error nil return 0, error and return balance nil. Okay, good. Then the last one is get entries, yeah, by wallet func get entries by wallet ID. Okay, and then query select ID, wallet ID, transaction ID, entry type, amount created at from ledger entries where wallet, and then all when wallet question marks, and then ordered by created at desk ending should be good. And then rows error, so are the db.query context ctx query wallet ID. If error is not nil, return nil error. Defer rows dot close. For entries, it should be the written one. Then row dot next for entry model ledger entry. If error, wait, I want to make it simple. If error rows dot scan a dot id e dot wallet id e dot transaction entry type amount dot add error nil and return nil, error entry is append, and this one should be delete, we don't need one. Okay, entry is append, and then entry is e. Okay, good. And we add a reconciliation for the balance for auditors to compare the actual balance in the table wallets with the total mutation in the table ledger entries, and both should be the same. If different, so has an inconsistent data, might be illegal transaction or bug. So we need to create the service ledger. Okay, service ledger, service dot go, packet service, type ledger service, should be interface, reconcile wallet balance ctx context user id as a string, and boolean float 64 error, and then get mutation history context user id string, and then the return is model dot ledger entry and an error. Okay, so after this, function new ledger service, and then we need the L repo, mean the ledger repository. Repository dot ledger repository. W repo from wallet repo dot wallet repository. Where W repo wallet repo should be okay, and then return MySQL ledger service. No, we add type ledger service struct ledger repo equal to repository dot ledger repository, and then wallet repo dot wallet repo, and this one should be ledger repositories like this. Okay, ledger repo L repo and wallet repo W repo. Okay, we have an error because we don't have a reconcile and then get mutation. So I want to add first function get mutation like this. Okay, no error, but we need to return this one with the okay, first is get the user wallet data, wallet error as dot wallet repo dot get by user id gtx user id, and then if error is not nil should be written false 0 0 error, and get the sum of all entries. Ledger get balance wallet and check if there is different, yeah, so is consistent wallet balance equal to ledger balance, return in is consistent, and then wallet balance, and then calculated balance, ledger balance, and then nil. Okay, it should be right, calculated balance, get the sum of all entries, calculated balance from ledger. Okay, and then this one mutation wallet equal to error as dot wallet repo dot get by user id ctx user id, and then if error not nil, we are doing return nil and return the error, and then return as dot ledger repo dot get entries by wallet id gtx and wallet.id. Okay, done. Get mutation history, reconcile wallet balance, then we are working with the coals lists. This one, right? This is for SQL coal list. See, I think this is correct, and this is if the table is empty, no transaction, then the sum will be return null. This is used for what? And this is wait, this guy guess when entry typo equals okay call such a is it right? Yeah, I'm sorry, this is my typo, sorry. So handle null values prevents null errors and provide the default value of 0. So thank you for the Gemini that make let me know about my typo. Okay, so yeah, we are done with this ledger implementation, and then later we will use this, but for now we already implement, so just check out to new branch with feature 007, right? The ledger system, hit add, hit commitment min dash m, and then generate. Okay, and then git push origin feature 007 ledger system, and wait in here, and then we will now pull request. We need to check first, yeah, if go run cmd main.go. I just don't want to have an error, so this is working fine. Okay, then good, we are pull request, and then we are going to merge, and then delete the branch, and then check out to master and git pull origin master, just every day doing with the git. Okay, thanks, see you in the next video.